So Ben, I know from talking to manufacturers, it's something that's on their mind as well as on mine, is that they're obviously paying out rebates. So why would they pay for a system that's telling them accurately how much to pay out? You know, could they not just use Excel for that, where there's kind of limited costs there as well?
Yeah, it's understandable why you might be resentful to pay for a system which can exactly tell you how much you need to pay out to the cent or the penny. And spreadsheets seem like an easy option out, easy to get started with, no additional cost really to the business, and users are familiar with that interface. However, what we typically find when speaking to other manufacturers is that it quickly becomes unmanageable, and as more and more rebates are added, different types of agreements, more distributors you're dealing with, you're adding more and more sheets onto the spreadsheet. And it ends up causing a lot of headaches for the users, using up a lot of admin time just managing it. And as the spreadsheets become increasingly complex, maybe only a small number of users are actually confident to make the edits or changes to the spreadsheet, which is putting a lot of burden and dependency on these key users. And on top of all of this, there's, it's hard to actually get the data out, which limits the reporting capabilities for wider business if they're spending days or even weeks at a time pulling together a simple report which someone's going to look at for an hour. So as we were saying previously, that's not going to be driving the right behaviour if you're not getting this information out.
So it's not then just about kind of calculating and tracking rebates accurately, but kind of, like you said, analysing that data, using it to its advantage then to kind of drive buying behaviour there as well. So it's not just purely about kind of having the rebate information and making sure it's accurate and correct.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so kind of, and what then about the auditing and kind of security risks there?
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of no real secret that auditors aren't usually a big fan of spreadsheets. There's no tracking there of who's made changes to the system, to the rebate deals, and of course the security risk with Excel, stuff like that. They're inherently dangerous. You have the ability for someone there to completely delete them or make changes, which can completely skew your whole rebate agreement. We've all been in that situation where.
Yeah.
Well, even Excel, and you click on the X, it says you've unsaved changes, would you like to save now? Yeah. And you have the ability there to kind of remove your trading agreements for whole of that year, or completely skew your values.